Welcome back. Major cities are still struggling to reinvigorate their once thriving commercial office centers. That, according to one mortgage-backed securities expert on Squawk Box this morning.
That we've got about 10 cities in America that are in real trouble. There's crime, there's drugs, there's homelessness, there's bad politics and policies. Your example with San Francisco, the city is just in a death spiral right now.
But could reports of its death be greatly exaggerated, especially with AI startups to the rescue? Kate Rooney brings us today's tech check from a vacant San Francisco office space. Kate.
Hey, Seema. So these AI companies we talk about a lot are giving San Francisco at least one reason to be hopeful. And in commercial real estate, at least that's the case. These buzzy, well-funded AI startups, they're looking for more office space like the one where we are right now in Soma to keep up with their growth. According to Avison Young, so AI companies accounted for about a third or 31% of total office deals in San Francisco last year. That's expected to increase this year. Tech companies overall make up about half of tenants in San Francisco offices. And in many cases, these AI startups, they're subleasing office space from kind of the old guard of tech companies. Think of names like Uber, you got Airbnb and Slack, who were pretty ambitious on their office footprints, at least before the pandemic. So Anthropic, one of the buzzy AI startups, is subleasing Slack's headquarters. You have Scale AI renting space from Airbnb. Sierra, another AI startup, has a building in Soma, pretty close to here, that's also home to Apple. And then OpenAI has got 500,000 square feet. It's subleasing that from Uber at this point. And the land grab is a result of some of the rapid hiring plans among these Gen AI companies, adding hundreds of employees. And then the older tech names had been concentrated on Market Street. That's also pretty close to here. That is no longer a hotspot, at least for tech companies. We had X, formerly Twitter, of course, underlining that this week, shutting down its headquarters nearby. Market Street was also home to Uber and Square, now called Block. These younger AI companies, they want to be in the hip part of town right now, which is not Market Street. It's further south in the city, places like the Mission. You have Mission Bay as well. That has been the epicenter of AI demand.
A lot of the companies, when we first talk to them that are AI companies, they say we want to be by OpenAI. And we kind of have to have the tough conversation that it's really hard to be down there because maybe you're 10 people now, but what's really down in that market is for something that is nearly 500,000 people. They're big buildings and big floor plates. So the OpenAI effect is real.
So, yes, it's providing some optimism, but it's really not solving all of San Francisco's office woes. The city still leads the nation right now in office vacancy. That vacancy rate was 34.5% in Q2. That was up from 28% a year ago. But AI demand is expected to continue and could at least improve some of those bleak statistics, guys.
Kate, you're making me feel old when you say that Uber and Slack are the old guard of tech. Maybe like Intel and Cisco and others. They can't be the old guard. They're just not perhaps the newest names on the block. The question I was going to ask, though, is more broadly the extent to which you get the feeling that people, individuals, want to be based there, both the employees, but also the companies, with the other theme that we've seen over recent years, of course, of whether it's Twitter, whether it's other Elon Musk companies wanting to go to lower tax states. Is San Francisco, even if it's got a long way to go, at least turn the corner?
Yeah, well, Wolf, I would say as far as that being the old guard, I'm thinking of them as sort of the millennial tech cohort, and this is the Gen Z cohort, is the AI group. I agree with you, I'm feeling old there. But in your question in terms of them wanting to be in San Francisco, this is really emerging as the epicenter of AI, regardless of the high taxes, regardless of things that you've heard about before in terms of crime and homelessness and some of the issues that have fueled the doom loop narrative in San Francisco. AI companies are here. The biggest companies, you have OpenAI, you have Anthropic. A lot of founders that I talk to say they need to be here. And then the same goes for venture capitalists. There's a handful that left for lower tax states. Miami and Austin, for example, were sort of sucking some of the wind out of San Francisco for a while. It is back in a lot of ways in terms of venture capital. It still is very much the headquarters of AI, and it's an in-office culture. I have to say, I've been at a ton of these AI offices recently. In the last week, you talk to founders who say, we're here 5 days a week, even if they aren't mandating you need to be in your chair every day. It's sort of implicit that they're moving fast. You got to be in the office, and that's helping with real estate here too.
Quick final question, Kate. You mentioned the cool part of town, the not cool part of CNBC HQ out there. That's the cool part of town.
We're right in the middle. We have the perfect piece of real estate where we get to be in the old part. You got the bank still sort of in the uncool part of town. And then we're close to the AI startups, so we're right on the water. Come see us anytime. Wilf, we still have the toaster, by the way, that you sent us years ago to One Market. So iconic.
Great stuff. Kate, thank you so much, as always.